Good evening, 1823. I'm Dave. How can I help you?
It was Dave Choi's debut on the overnight shift at the 1823 Government Hotline Center. He picked up a call from a woman who seemed quite perturbed.
She complained about the comprehensive Social Security assistance arrangements, how she didn't like to eat instant noodles day after day. I thought I just needed to put her case on the record and transferred it to the relevant department.
About 10 minutes into the call, the caller made a startling announcement.
My wrist is bleeding. I've cut my veins. I cut my veins on the table.
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly. You said you have cut your veins. When?
Just now, my wrist is bleeding.
Shall I help you to call the police?
The woman became more and more agitated and refused his request to seek assistance from the police.
Please calm down, miss. Let us help you solve the problem, okay?
I'm dying!
I understand your feelings. May I transfer your call to the social worker on duty to help you solve the problem?
No, I'm dying!
When I went to transfer her call to the social worker, she hung up. My manager worried she would be in danger, so we called the police. At last, the police and firefighters arrived at her home and found that she really had cut her wrist and was bleeding. She was admitted to hospital and they saved her life.
After handling this case, Mr. Choi regularly reminds himself that each call is unique.
We are not recording machines, and we should treat every case as a special one. If we can think harder and take our work a little further, we can do more than just help people. We could even save a life.
In early June 2008, serious flooding occurred across Hong Kong after a torrential rainfall, and the black rainstorm warning was issued. Landslides disrupted road traffic on Lantau Island. Ferry services were also suspended due to the poor weather. On that day, the number of incoming 1823 calls reached a record high, with more than 1,000 during the peak half hour. Mike Mack received a call from a Tai O resident desperate to get home.
What's going on? How can I get home if the ferry is suspended? Was the gist of what she said. In the background, I could hear some other people complaining about the ferry service suspension.
Initially, she thought the caller was simply disregarding the safety issue. Then it became clear that the caller was eager to rush home because she needed to take care of her children and senior relatives.
She put her family's safety as her top priority. When I learned that, I changed my mind. Instead of persuading her to give up her request, I wanted to try my best to help her.
After some negotiations, she had good news for her caller.
I told her that the transport department would now arrange a last boat and gave her the departure time. She then put down the phone and shouted to those around her that the transport department was arranging one last boat. Then she hung up without saying anything. I don't mind whether callers say thank you or not. I just want to help them. Sometimes we receive some complaint calls, and the caller may be quite rude and angry. If I step into their shoes, I can understand why they are so angry. I don't feel uncomfortable dealing with them if I think like this.
The 1823 government hotline began taking calls in 2001, providing inquiry and complaint handling services for 5 departments involved in environmental hygiene. It has now grown to provide a round-the-clock one-stop service, answering calls for 22 departments. The hotline employs about 400 frontline staff and handles an average of 10,000 to 13,000 calls a day.
The number of incoming calls has been increasing. People's demand for our services are also increasing. We expect more and more departments will join us, and we need more staff to maintain our quality service.